Alright guys, it's the back nine of the Battle of Black and Blue. This is stop number 6 of the Greater Peoria Tour. We're all headed to GPO, but you're gonna have me along with you the whole every step of the way. So, got Ben on the card still.
Yep, still here.
Ben on the commentary still. And yeah, we're just trying to rock the back nine, where we're gonna be diving into the shorts for some of the hardest holes in the world.
Yep. Thankfully, at least for the first round, we're not playing the hardest versions of the hardest holes in the world. They still have some teeth, don't get me wrong, but definitely our second round coverage will show you the real teeth of the course.
Absolutely. And starting us off here, hole 10, we were in the woods, and now we kind of dive more into an open style shot. This is the wrong tee pad. This is the long hole 10, but we got a 325-foot par 3. You're just looking to find one of the low ceiling gaps here to the right side or the left side of this main tree here in the center of the fairway.
Yeah, and there is a high forehand line as well that some people and lefties like to take.
Yeah.
Carson turns his over a little bit. I think that's his buzz he likes to throw.
That
actually
is
fights
buzz.
all the way through, so he'll have a putt from there.
Maybe he'll have a putt too. Maybe.
he'll have a very tough putt, but he'll have something, I'm sure.
Yeah. So here's the forehand. I don't know if Carter's looking for the over the top.
It looks like he's looking high on this one. Yeah, saws it off a little bit, kind of similar. We saw that a couple times in the front nine, but that's definitely the line he's going for, is that high pushing hyzer.
That disc looked like it was on fast forward.
Oh yeah.
That just rose and flew to the right so fast.
Yeah. Jared showing us the righty hyzer line. You kind of rely on a big skip there, but definitely in play. And I'm trying to take the same line Carter did and not getting it high enough. Yeah, just not a shot well executed, unfortunately.
That's my miss as well. When I aim for a high shot, I usually underthrow and clip whatever I'm trying to throw over. So
yeah, and that is not a good approach, I'll say it.
You're working on the forehand, man. You're working on getting it back.
Getting the forehand back, but even still, that's, I don't know. Maybe it could be a jump putt, little backhand throw, thrown better. Either way, not what I'm looking for.
From Jared, come on, man.
Yep. Oh man, hard to see. Yeah, let's see. Does this go through or is this? Oh, it's straight through.
It's strong side.
That's gross.
On hyzer, just kicks it on more hyzer and cuts it through.
Oh
that
my
is nasty.
Goodness. I really don't see that often on the Mach X's. I really like these baskets for catching, but man, that is nasty. I'm glad you included that replay, because that's...
Yeah, I was aghast when I saw that too. I was like, that hit strong side so well.
Good birdie from Carter.
That's, yeah, solid hole played.
Yeah.
He definitely wants to be getting back on the right track. I think this is a good place to do it. Hole 11's also going to be another one. He can start turning it back around too. So
yeah, definitely.
Great birdie from Carson as well. He fought through that right side. But usually people who hit that brush on the right side tend to settle right underneath it, and then you have a really awkward stance and can't give it a good run. So.
Yep. Unfortunate bogey for me. Yeah, like you were alluding to, hole 10 here and 11, our next hole, are playing as our two easiest holes on the round for shorts. So definitely a spot where you want to be picking up some strokes.
Yeah. Hole 10 being very forgiving. If you're off your line, you're able to get back to the basket for par. Hole 11 just the shortest hole, I believe.
Yep.
All right. Huge shout out to Power Grip. They are the presenting sponsor for the tour and have done awesome stuff for us. So thanks to Power Grip. Go check them out in Bloomington. All right, and here, once again, we're going from the long pads, but we're flying over the short pad that we are actually playing from.
Yep, yeah, you can see the short pad right here, 260 feet, par 3. Is that a Frankie Relaford sighting in our fairway? It certainly is.
Salute to you, sir.
Looking to play a little backhand turnover or just straight to finishing forehand for most of our players here. Yeah, you can see the basket right there. A little bit of a slopey green, but nothing too scary from the shorts.
No. I'm surprised with a guy with Carson's power that he commits that much to a shot. Usually you end up going long on the green. I tried to do a standstill here, given the ground play. Just let it just kind of hop along the hard-packed dirt and it's not really mulch, but it's kind of a smooth
I think
ground.
it's maybe more just, I know for me personally, getting into the rhythm of throwing instead of going to a standstill kind of helps just to, make sure it's coming out in the right direction and all that. So
fair enough. To each their own.
Yeah. So just seeing our turnover kind of putters or mid-ranges here. Jared leaving his a little bit out to the left, but that'll still play. He'll have a putt from there.
Good thing I missed those 2 trees, man.
Yeah, I'm actually disking up a little bit. I think I'm going Firebird here. This is my very flippy Firebird to, I don't know, just make sure I get it there.
Get it there? You do so much better than get it there.
And that's gotten there. Oh, that's...
Man, you suck at disc.
I was worried. We just saw a spit out on the last hole, so I was...
Come on now.
After what's been a very frustrating round so far, it's good to see a nice thing happen to me on the course,
Oh man, and a beautiful shot too. Give this the full justice. I'm glad I chose the spot that I was.
Yeah, me too.
So
man, this is my first ace on cameras. Man, that's fun to watch.
And actually, this is the very first shot that we have caught on camera. So I went to Forsyth Open last year.
There we go. I need that screenshot.
Went to Forsyth Open last year. Hole 18. Zach Finwall aces the hole 18, but we couldn't see the basket from there.
Man.
But it was on coverage, and we were so stoked about it. But this is the first actual legitimate recorded and seen ace.
Sweet.
So
Well, there's your promo images for the next year.
Appreciate it, man. For sure. Yes. Going long and a good
nice
comebacker.
putt from Carson. Yeah. Jared just leaving his a little bit short. Tricky putt from up top there. Carter looking to finish off his good drive here.
I mean, the only advice you'd have for any of these guys is just
Put
throw it in the
basket.
chains the first time. Yeah.
Jeez.
And you don't have to putt.
Oh, man. Good commitment there on the downhill putt.
Yeah.
Just pulls it a little bit.
He was missing low and left on the front 9. I think now maybe he's just trying to have a good mental commitment here. He does miss a little bit high and right, but that's a pro miss versus the typical A miss. So he's got a smile on his face. I think that the ace
definitely helps. We were at a pretty low point for the card before that, so I think it definitely helped with my mental acuity, my mental space there. I think it helped for some other guys on the card too.
Mm-hmm. Prodigy Disc, they are doing awesome stuff for the tour and just amazing stuff in general. I really enjoyed seeing some of their new plastics coming out. They're being very innovative with their new molds too, so great stuff. Thanks Prodigy for helping the tour.
Yep.
All right, the infamous hole 12. So we're just cutting this hole up in 3 shots.
This is another one where we're taking about 2.5 throws off of the typical play for it for most of us. So you can clear the creek in 1, which helps a lot. The normal play is kind of clear the creek in 1, pitch up to the top of the hill, pitch up to the basket, try to get your 4 from the short pad. And yeah, that's the game plan. Just kind of keep it straight as much as you can.
It's 3 dead straight shots will get you right where you need to go.
Yep.
That is really
exactly what I'm looking for, yeah. I mean, you can get a little bit tricky if you push it too far under the base of the hill there, but I'm honestly not really trying to think about it and just throw something straight.
Commit to it, yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
That's right. And the righty line here is you either want to hammer something kind of overstable on the right-hand side of the gap and let it fade off to the left, or you can start adding a little bit more understability the straighter you want to throw at it, because you want to avoid being in the shade on the right-hand side because it just closes that whole second shot off.
Yeah.
And then you have to essentially pitch up twice.
Yeah.
Pitch to the hill, then pitch up the hill. So, yeah, good. It didn't look fantastic, but Carter's going to be in a good spot there.
And honestly, being farther back from short doesn't punch you that much because it means you have a better angle to attack on the second shot. So,
yes.
You can see he's farther back here, but that means he's not throwing quite as uphill. It's not as aggressive as I'll have to be, for example, on my shot.
True.
Although, oh man,
that hurts.
That is tough. Yeah, that's not what you want.
Yeah. And I think that's just what it does too when you put yourself whether it's purposely or on accident, or by accident, when you're sitting back here, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to really push through the gap because you've
Yeah.
given yourself that chance, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Jared looks like a good shot from there. I think it finishes a little bit too far to the left, so he'll have something tricky, but still in a good enough spot that he'll be able to try to make something happen for birdie.
It's a par look in my book, but
Yeah.
you can always get crafty and conjure something out of nothing. So
Yeah,
that's a good
shot.
forehand flex, yeah.
Yeah, definitely from Carson.
So why not the overhand shot here?
Oh, because my shoulder and elbow already hate me enough as it is. They wouldn't appreciate me anymore if I did that. Plus, I can just throw a nice little flex forehand and be okay.
Be all right.
Not exactly.
All right.
I'd like to have that finish a little bit straighter, but it's tough with the uphill to have.
Yeah, and you see it right
not
there.
hyzer
I
out.
stand back way far away from the hill, and I just zoom in on him, and you see that your disc has like a 20-degree nose-up angle. It's hard to keep things fading straight.
Yeah, that's really the penalty of pushing the drive a little bit farther if you're not going to get at least partway up the hill or all the way up the hill.
Yep.
Really having to throw that aggressive nose-up angle on the second shot. Oh, that's such a nice shot from Carter there.
Yeah.
Still a little bit short. Maybe needs a little bit more height on the throw, but yeah.
You evaluating the righty forehand?
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the righty forehand. Not a play I really have in my playbook here, but something to
Now
try
this
out,
is an
maybe.
ultimate shot, if anything else, right? Just the kind of like the little flick of the
Yeah,
wrist.
Unfortunately, we don't really have disc golf discs that fly like a lid, so it's tough. I think I am also an East Coast disc golfer, so I do have the forehand roller in my bag
Fair
decently.
enough. All right. I was gonna say you should get your hands on like one of the catch discs. You know,
Yeah.
either the glitch or is it the spore or something coming
like
out
that.
from?
But when you can throw a forehand roller like that, who needs it?
That's awesome, man.
That'll work.
Great shot.
Thanks. It doesn't necessarily come out a lot in the courses around here, but I do take some pride in my forehand roller game.
Yeah, and Jared saw excellence and wanted to replicate.
Yeah,
So
there you go, and he'll have a putt as well.
good deal.
Let's see, Carson got way up here on his shot. A little bit of a tricky patent penny he's going to have to throw, but not a lot of distance required.
Yeah, he's
over.
gonna leak it to the right, but if it fights through and it hits and sits, so he's got a putt most definitely from like
should
15
be inside
20.
circle there, yep. Jared from a little bit outside circle, it seems. Yeah, that's a very nice putt. Good birdie.
Oh yeah.
Good commitment on
Just
that.
outside circle's edge, circle 1.
Yep, and I've got a putt from about 20, 22 feet for birdie. There we go.
There it is. All right. Yeah, a bird. The
Yeah.
bird man to shape up.
Yeah. So, turns out, 5 over on the first hole to just get an ace and a birdie, and it'll make you feel a little better by hole 12.
Yeah.
Not fully better, don't get me wrong, but
Attitudes are improving.
there you go.
We're
exactly.
in the upwards direction is where we want to go.
Oh, man. Carter, I can't tell if that's a little rushed or just, I don't know.
It's tough to say.
Yeah.
It's tough to say what's going on in the mind of Carter. Carter, if you're watching, 1, I appreciate you, man. 2, comment below what's running through your head.
I'll just message him.
Nice.
You don't have to do that.
If I... Come on, I'm trying to
you're-
get that engagement,
Exactly.
man. All right, great birdie there from Carson to
Yeah,
close out
definitely.
the card on. Yeah, what will be the hardest hole of the day once you've moved around to? So, huge shout out to Great Lakes Disc.
Not from shorts, actually.
Not from shorts.
Yeah.
Is 14 the
14's hardest.
Okay.
8's actually, 12 is actually the 7th hardest. It's not. There's a lot of holes that are playing harder from
Maybe
shorts.
I just don't know how to play hole 12. That's my problem.
Maybe.
But hole 13's different.
Hole 13's different. 502 feet, par 4. Basically, tight gap off the tee. You want to be finishing. You can kind of be finishing either to the left or the right, but want to make it through that gap, and then you've got a pond to clear that's OB on your second shot through some tight lines, and another slopey green that you have to be a little wary of.
Yeah, that tiny little pine tree right there is right what you want to hit.
Yep,
But you wanna miss it.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of fought through more than I expect to. I'm really looking to play a little bit more of a flex out to the left, finishing right eventually. Came out just a hair early.
Makes sense. Righties typically try to throw a pushing hyzer that kind of goes right underneath the boughs of that pine tree.
Yeah,
and so it'll put you like around that 240 range into the pin.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is that's good. Anything that misses the tree on that angle is fine. You're adding a little more distance finishing left, but your angle is open, and it's definitely a shot that all these guys have power-wise, so no real penalty doing that.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, a great shot there from Jared
very
as well.
Nice from Jared.
If you threw the same exact shot twice, but you put more of an overstable disc in your hand for this shot, and then a straighter disc for your second shot, you get to throw the same shot twice.
Yeah, I agree with that. Really cut it in half, at least for the typical righty play.
Right.
I kind of break the mold a little on that one, going the way I do.
Yeah, and this is the paradigm you have to really battle with is, do you do forehand kind of over hugging that left side?
Oh man.
And hitting, that's OB, sadly.
Yeah, so we don't play to the water line here. There's a stake and rope line a little farther up the embankment there that is our OB line, so that's unfortunately going to be OB for Jared.
Yeah. Which it looks like, both Jared and Carson have good, solid forehands, and that one's
I think that's going to be short OB as well. I think if I'm correct, I think Jared probably crossed farther up.
Yeah, when he hit that tree, he hit inbound.
But Carson looks like he probably didn't, so I think Carson's going to be playing from the far side of the pond here.
Yep.
Carter going just putter in.
Oh, and that's...
Man, yeah, just yanks it over a little bit, and that's tough.
It's retrievable, though.
Yep, definitely gettable, but not what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm looking to try to push my forehand flex over, try to get a birdie look. This is definitely cut off from the ideal landing zone, though, so I don't know how much room I have to get through.
Well, I know your miss has been pulling things on Anheuser, but that looked like great commitment and a good
That's definitely
hit.
what the shot was calling for, fortunately.
Right.
That shot I've thrown plenty of times. You just need to really chop over on it, as long as they don't... Oh, man, that is just brutal for Carter. It's not exactly the shot he was trying to throw. Finishing out a little to the right, but, man, you hate to see that off the tree back into the water.
You can hear you in the background. I was silently laughing to myself. Carson actually threw a good shot, despite the
nice.
Frogs slow croaking him. It was hilarious. I was thinking of like a slow clap as it was like ramping up as he was going. I thought it would like make a huge noise right as he was trying to putt. But yeah, good execution there.
Yeah.
A little nature appreciation.
Ooh.
That's a good commitment.
From Jared, yeah.
But you need to hit metal if you're gonna commit that much.
Yeah, or be confident in your comebackers. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm mid-retrieval for helping Carter out. I think I was the only one on the card with a retriever stick, so I had a little work to do on this hole. And that's a good catch for the basket. Oh, there we see a professional at work.
Nice.
Might not be a professional disc golfer, but I could be a professional disc retriever.
Yeah, and actually, Jared kind of lets that one slip out of his hand early, so it's right next to the basket. Close out, I think, his bogey.
Yeah, but you can see the frustration kind of building up. I mean...
Great birdie.
Thank you. Yeah, that one feels good to get, especially not really being the ideal drive. Felt good to execute the second shot, especially with the forehand for this round.
Yeah, you fought back 3 strokes from hole 8. So
Yep.
you've offset the work you did on hole 8, which is great, man.
There you go. I wish I didn't dig this hole for myself.
All right, thanks NADGT for making the Greater Peoria Tour, taking it to the next level. They're doing awesome stuff for us and for the entire amateur disc golf scene. So be sure to check them out and find an event near you, an NADGT event. So
Definitely.
Hole 14, now the hardest hole for our
This is going to be playing as the hardest hole on the course for this round. 731 feet, par 5. First shot, you're looking to pitch a backhand up to the corner, and then you've got a really tight tunnel all the way to the basket. I believe it's about 550 feet from the corner to the basket. There are a couple windows that daring players will take the wide righty hyzer on
over OB. The
whole way.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, but you need a lot of power for those lines.
Yeah, you throw a solid shot. It did straighten out a little bit, so you'll just have to find a gap through the trees just around the bend, but it stays pretty open. You'll have options for that.
This looks
pretty straight too.
Good. Yeah, Carson's pushing kind of the similar spot I am, at least. And we actually go up and spot because Jared said he was going big off this shot.
Yeah, he's looking at that little window right there up in the trees. He wants to hit that and let the wind kind of keep a straighter distance driver on hyzer moving left. And he does it.
That is the best drive I've ever seen off this short pad. I think he kind of wanted to be into the window where he could go hyzer again. He pushed too far past it.
Oh.
So he can't go hyzer over the field because he went too far. So he'll have to, he's like a good 200 feet farther than I've seen. Like any drive that is pitching up to the corner, he's up past that patch of sunlight you see in the fairway farther down. It's ridiculous.
And Carter saw it and wanted to do it too, and he made a common mistake. Early.
He's still not in a terrible spot here. That's not exactly the execution you want. You'd love to see that get to the middle of the fairway and not off to the side. But still playable from there. I have a tight gap to hit, and I actually hit a line, which is a fun little change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
One of those words.
One of the P ones.
Exactly.
Yeah. And actually, this is one where you mentioned before that the wind doesn't really play too much of a factor while you're out here at Northwood. This is the number one hole where you're playing a tight fairway, but the wind, it ravages, especially when it's picked up.
Definitely.
It's coming right off of the fields on the right-hand side.
Yeah, so you can't see kind of from here, but just to the other side of the wood line on the right is a couple miles of cornfields, and the wind just blows straight through. Carter is looking to play that big hyzer, it looks like. Let's see if we can get the landing of it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Very nice.
Well executed. I was highly impressed with that shot.
Yep. And Jared, like we said, too far for the big hyzer. He's going to try to get super aggressive with a roller here, which is just a ridiculous play. But, man, does he throw it well.
And that hits the tree line at circle 2.
Yeah. Yeah, he has 65 feet or so for eagle, which is like, I've never heard of anyone having an eagle putt on this hole.
Well, yeah, from the longs...
From the longs would be insane. From shorts is also insane, but just slightly less so, I guess.
Which, I mean, really from the longs or shorts, it's really the same shot.
Yeah, once you get to the corner...
Jared's kind of cheating the system a little bit by trying to throw that kind of flip up, but yeah, trying to really get from the bend to the basket in one shot is so hard to do, but a roller would be the one way to do it.
Yep.
And he does it. And Carson throws a pretty good shot that gets up to the green.
Yep. And I've attempted to throw a second mid-range backhand, which was my mistake.
All right.
No more of that for the day.
If I'm ever playing with you again, I'm going to tell you, hey, no backhand mid-ranges ever.
Yeah.
Don't want to see it. And wow, that was a great shot from Carter. He clips the tree that stands like right about that 15-foot mark short of the basket and shoots right. He's got a putt.
Yep.
So he's on the green.
He'll have a look from there.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit cut off here. Not an uncommon place to land, but still a tricky little spot. So I think I'm deciding between the backhand mid-range hyzer or the forehand anhyzer. And for some reason, I let myself decide to throw a backhand mid-range again instead of throwing the forehand.
Well, man, hey, if I was technically your caddy for the event, I would have been yelling at you at this point.
Yeah, it was just not the right choice. The way my forehand wasn't feeling great this round either, but it's feeling better than the backhand at this point. Let's see, Carson, trying to give it a little bid with his forehand. Good effort, and here's an eagle putt for Jared.
It's gonna get it up, let the wind kind of take it over, push it left.
Oh man, yeah, it's a good effort. He
Hard
was a little
bird.
bit, nothing wrong with a birdie on this hole. Like we said, hardest hole in the course. This is averaging 6.07 strokes, so a full stroke, almost 1.1 strokes over par for the field. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Having a parked eagle is great.
Yeah. The you're very prone to start ping-ponging back and forth across the fairway.
Definitely.
And it's like hole 12 and also on hole 14 here is once you're off the fairway, it's hard to make an advancing shot that continues to remain in the fairway and then be able to execute another good shot from there. So, yeah, 6 pretty much being par. On hole 12, not so much from the shorts, but when we definitely look at the longs, pars here is taking strokes everywhere. And that is a fantastic bird from Jared with the nice look for eagle. Would have loved to see it, but today wasn't the day.
Not today.
Not today. Just purchased some discs from OTB. Very impressed. They have A, an awesome selection, B, a great website, C, everything is as advertised, and they do a great job with it too. So thanks to OTB for being a premier online retailer.
Yep. Hole 15, we've got 525 feet. It's a par 4. We've got OB lining the whole left side, so any errant tee shot or a kick over in the leftward direction is in trouble. Couple trees to deal with as you approach the green, and then another kind of slightly sloping green that can also cause some potential issues. And Jared decided one roller wasn't enough for us, so he's going to break out a roller again, which is another play that I've just never seen, but
just seems so
man, is that a good angle?
But he throws it well.
Oh my goodness.
So there it just hit circle 2, and there it stays in circle 2.
Yeah, he's got about 40 feet, if that, for eagle. Just
there are some trees obstructing him. He'll have to straddle, but it's still fantastic.
Yeah.
And you are throwing more of a hyzer.
Yeah,
turnover?
I'm trying to throw like a little hyzer flip. Yeah, I'll take that shot.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, I'm not trying to get the eagle on this hole, so anything in the fairway, kind of up around the corners, is all I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
I believe Carson's kind of going more or less the same, probably fairway driver.
Yeah. It looks kind of like a hybrid distance. He throws it hyzer.
Yeah.
To kind of get it to turn over and then fight through. So he gets up there.
That's actually really far too. I think that must be distance driver.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge as well.
And he is at about 80 feet from the basket at that location. So
yeah, which would be one of the closest drives I've ever seen if I hadn't just seen Jared throw it to
air
40.
shots.
Yeah. And flip for him. Yeah. Unfortunately, Carter just leaking it out a little early. Can't quite get it to turn for him.
I know obviously the score is not really very telling, but I enjoy watching Carter's game. He's got some really great plays. I think it's going to be tempo a lot for him.
Yeah.
And I've noticed too when I get really fast footwork and things don't really quite match up, my errors tend to be on the early side. And so it looks like forehand and backhand look to be a little bit early misses. So
yeah,
if I've got any tips from an amateur, Carter, take it for what it's worth. Maybe a little bit of a down tempo and focusing on the timing definitely will improve that.
Yep. And I decided since I've been throwing my backhand mid-range hyzers so poorly that I would throw a forehand and hyzer that time, and I kicked the trio B. So that's just kind of the way this round's been going for me. Outside of 3 good holes, just a lot of kind of roller coastering and lack of control, which is always going to be punishing out here.
Understood.
We've got a couple eagle putts.
Yeah.
These are some amazing drives. Carson leaves is a little low. Still good effort, and wow, this might not even be 40. This might be closer to 35 for Jared. And man, can't quite connect on it, but still, even just being in that position is insane.
Incredible. Yeah.
I believe this is a bogey putt for Carter.
And it's a solid one.
Yep.
Yeah, leverage that to push you through the last 3 holes here on the course. You definitely want to be having some confidence on the greens for the next 3, given that it's Northwood playing.
Yeah, definitely. You want confidence everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
That's the goal, at least.
Yeah.
Hard to come by, especially when you're struggling, though. Carter and I are both kind of in the same boat there, where it's like, once you get off your game a little bit, it's hard to get back on that horse out here, where every shot is demanding. you make one little mistake, it can turn into two big mistakes on the next hole. So it's tough.
And a great birdie there from both Jared and from Carson.
Yeah.
Underdog Sports. I cannot have enough good things to say about them, being an awesome team player for all sports here in Central Illinois. So go check them out, whether you're in Springfield or Peoria. As we move to, this is definitely one of the iconic holes of the back nine.
Yeah, definitely. One of the holes that we share tee pad and basket with for longs, so no change there. 330 feet, playing pretty significantly downhill. You've got a low ceiling to deal with and tight gap trees on both sides. So just take whatever you can throw straight in the right direction and watch her fly. Jared going mid-range. I believe this is his rock 3.
And a little bit of turn.
Yeah, it turns it a little bit, but
And a great redirection and
really,
sit.
really good kick and sits on the path. So it'll be a tricky putt from there with the high wall in front of him, but a birdie putt nonetheless. So we'll take it.
Yeah, very common point for the backhand is to be early right on the turnover side. This is exactly where you want to be off the drive.
Just a hair low for Carson, but man, that is exactly the flight you're looking for. Just nice and straight with the mid-range. I actually disc up here a little bit to fairway driver, just a little more comfortable in my hand. I don't quite get the flip I'm looking for, but I'll take that through the gap anytime. Yeah. So I'll have a just outside circle putt from there, I believe.
Yeah. And then we have a less common play, but still a play as well, as the baby flex forehand. It looks like Carter got that turning a little bit more. Maybe there's always a sneaky headwind here too that could be turning stuff over.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for the slight flex, not the flex to forehand roller play. Unfortunately, sorry, Carter.
You're telling me a roller won't get through here?
I don't think so. I haven't tried it on purpose yet, but maybe next time.
Ooh, good little flick of the wrist.
That is a really nice little forehand up from Carter. I do know he is also an ultimate player. I don't think he's been playing quite as long, but he's also on the U of I ultimate team. So that's a very kind of ultimate looking forehand from there. The nice little wrist flick. Nope. Carson posing for us a little bit while Jared putts.
Everyone's always like they're hyper aware of the camera, and I'm like, you know what? I want to get a candid video, right? So even if you're just messing around, lounging on the retaining wall.
Very nice birdie from Carson there.
Yeah, but I just want to catch you guys as you're playing it. Pretend I'm not even there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice having someone we know on the camera as well. We can talk some trash to you too as we're playing.
I want that to be the regular thing, man. I want it to be a good opportunity for everybody.
Not a bad hole for the card, 1 under par.
Great. And Double Eagle Disc Golf from Bradenton, Florida. They've got a in-store and a good brick and mortar store and online representation. So go check them out online. Thanks for kicking back to the tour as we move to hole 17.
Yep, we've got hole 17, 320 feet, par 3. You've got 2 gaps to choose from off the tee. The typical play is going to be a flex, either a backhand flex on the left line or a forehand flex on the right line. You've got OB lining the whole left side, so an early kick left will be OB. There's also OB that wraps around the backside. The creek coming through the middle, short of the basket, is usually casual, so that helps you out a little bit.
Yeah, this OB on the left, though, it really makes or breaks the hole for people.
Yeah. Carson trying to throw that flex line just leaves a little bit early, or a little bit late out of his hand, excuse me. Mm-hmm. That's the better kick, though.
Yes.
Keeps him in bounds.
But even so, it's not going to be a gimme chip up from where he's at either.
No,
I've taken many a bogey from that location.
Yeah, and you can take a bad kick and go OB and take more than that too if you're not careful. So
actually, I think Jared's shot actually punched through the trees on the right hand side to the opening that is the Champions Cup hole 16 tee pad. Or hole 18
hole
tee
18
pad.
For Champions Cup, hole 16 for Old Gold layout.
Exactly, yep. And so he's going to be challenged. And Carter throwing a great commitment, and wow.
That's a good kick. He, not exactly the perfect shot, but definitely a fortuitous result. I did throw mine OB, which is no fun. Let's see, Carson with a tricky little inside-out hyzer forehand here. Going to try to be pushing it around the left side of this late tree.
And he executes it very well. Very common is accidentally leaving it a little bit too short into the casual creek, and then you have a tough circle 2 putt. But yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah, and to note, sometimes there is a drop zone on this hole, which would let you advance about 80 feet from the basket. Not in play for this tournament, so I had to play from where my disc went OB. Jared, this is his roller disc. I don't know what he's trying to do here.
He's just trying to glide through that gap there on the right. You see the little window in the center of the screen. He just wants to let it pop off of his finger and just not even really flip up. He just kind of wants it to glide, and it slips out.
That is a really tough shot to try to execute. Valiant effort, but man, is that tough. And then the little chip forehand,
just to the short side,
leaves
left
it a little
of the
bit
bridge.
short, but he'll have a putt from there. This is me throwing 3 or 4 with the OB stroke.
Get there.
Yeah, that'll be okay. Easy putt for 5.
Yeah, actually, if I recall, things are relatively dry here, so the creek's not really flowing. It might have a little bit of moisture at the bottommost part, so Jared is standing where in a more wet time of the year would actually be underwater. So
yeah, that's a very nice putt from Jared.
Yeah, good recovery. Yeah, it's easy to let kind of a simple error like that second shot get to your head, and he collects himself and executes the putt very well.
Yeah, I can definitely compound quickly out here, especially on a hole like this with a lot of OB.
There it is.
Yeah, that's a nice par save from Carson as well.
Good scramble.
Yep.
You see all the flies. Yeah. They're not attacking Carter from this position. This is me just looking through a cloud of gnats. So, but that's a funny...
Man, that's a good shot though. It looks like he's being attacked by like 2-inch gnats or something in front of him.
I'm a video gamer, and everybody's about those skins. And I guarantee there's like the buzz fly skin making someone look like it got a stink bubble around him or something. No. Carter smells great. But yeah, once again, guys, this is stop number 6 of 8 events for the Greater Peoria Tour, and this is all headed to the point that is the Greater Peoria Open. This is the first year it's going to be an A tier, and it's going to be big. It's going to be huge. Hole 18.
Yeah, we've got 590 feet, par 4. You want the drive to be landing right where the drone is now. If you can get anything pushing up the hill, that'd be great, but anything down to the left is going to be fine as well. And then we've got a tight tunnel up to the basket. OB long if you really push something, but not really in play there. Mm-hmm. Usually the play is going to be a backhand kind of pushing hyzer off the tee. There is a forehand play, but it takes a lot more distance to really get to the ideal landing zone, just with the way the fairway shapes.
Yeah, and I think even some people who may not have the distance, they throw the forehand to keep from fading out too much on the backhand.
Yeah.
So it controls the slippage that you get. Like, for example, this. Like, that's going to be, like, in line with the second half of the fairway, but it's like 150 feet to the top of the hill. A lot of distance.
That's fair. And Jared is going to try to break out another roller for us. Let's see, another play that I haven't really seen on this hole. I think, yeah, that's just going to push a little bit too far straight, not quite holding the cut he wanted. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fine, but definitely you'd have to get lucky to get a birdie from there.
Yeah, that usually results in a much easier par if you're playing it for par, because you just kind of cut the corner a little bit, chip it short, and then have your approach in a putt. So, yeah, you leaking a little early on the right-hand side.
Yeah, just out of my hand early. Not what I'm looking for on that shot, unfortunately. I want to really commit to getting something turning out of my hand to try to get to the ideal landing zone. Trying the forehand roller, I think I caught something out of my hand pretty early. Took a lot of the speed away. I was trying to get up to the top of the hill, but not quite executing what I want.
Yeah. There's some sneaky gaps on the right-hand side early of the turn, but on the right-hand side of the second bend. So, Carter wanted to really punch this up high.
Yeah.
I thought he had it for a second.
It was a really well-committed shot. Just yanked it up a little bit. Hard with the foliage in his run-up. Mm-hmm. Really hard to get that shot out with the right timing.
Oh, the counter roll.
Yeah, that was brutal. Was that Jared's shot?
That was Carson.
That was Carson's shot. Just a nasty roll out on what looked like a really good throw from him. There's Jared with a nice, like we were saying, shot through the rough kind of. There's a couple gaps in there, but they're tight.
And you doing a patent pending, but keeping your left foot behind the disc. I think this is just to get you into the gap.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the right gap. That's a little trick shot, I guess, a Rolo. Just putting down a backhand roller, anything I can do just to get through the nearest gap to me.
And I don't know if that got caught up by a tree early, but you're at least going to be
down
it's
in play.
Fairway.
It made forward progress, as I like to say. So
yes, that's always a hope.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, another kind of well-committed shot from Carter. Hit his first gap, but can't quite get by the trees later on in the flight. Carson looking to flex a forehand up towards the pin. But tight gaps through here.
Oh, he throws it really high.
Oh man, yeah, the leaning tree. I neglected to mention that in the breakdown, but something that's definitely in play on later shots up here.
Yeah, for people who really want to commit to a really high, elevated shot, especially even like when you're at the landing zone before the hill, you have to throw it up really high if you want to start approach or get to the basket with a shot. So.
Yes, that high ceiling definitely comes into play. Mm-hmm. Good shot from Carter. Very good approach from Jared as well. Carson, I think, looking to just put this under the basket and be done with the round, most likely.
Yeah, finishing under par. It's going to be a solid round for sure. Yep. It'll close out with the bogey, and being one down is it's going to be competitive, I think, for today. Wow, we really gave that a bid there on your side.
Yeah, trying to finish the round with a bang, but not quite gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, under par is definitely good. I think all of us on this card are hoping to be under par. We want to be more than one under, to be totally honest. It looks like the one down that Carson's parked for is coming in right around 980, with the hot round being at 5 under par. So that's kind of what we're hoping for. Not looking for the 10 that I shot or the the well over pars that Carter and I are getting. So, not exactly the round we're looking for, but it happens.
It certainly does. And I want to thank all of you guys for stopping by to get back in touch with PLD Disc Golf. Thank you very much for coming and checking out the Battle of Black and Blue. We're going to have a pretty exciting card for you guys next round, so please stay tuned for all of that. As you guys see here, we had the ace. I think that's the highlight of the whole first round.
That definitely helps.
Yep, and so go check that out again. We'll have plenty of shares of that, so you'll be able to see it. But we'll have a couple of new faces, some traveling guys just checking out the course. You got Steve Yoder, Josiah Beachy, really solid players in the MA1 field. I'm excited to showcase them for you guys next round. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.